I was about to say, let's just hope no one interrupts me while I say this. Hi, guys. Between the dog and my son. About to lose it. Can you get away from the door? Can you close the door back? And take the dog downstairs? He's fighting the dog, trying to get her jacket on. She's not going anywhere. Here she come. High heels. Here she come. Can you get out? Oh my God. I'm gonna leave a button. I see other people do it. Let's go, Nooch. Get out. Thank you. Cause I have time for this. This is what I have time for. Oh my gosh, she's scratching the door. I just want to go on vacation. Someone else. Stop it, Noochie. Let me just talk about this before everyone in here helps me lose my train of thought, and so that I don't forget, or before somebody calls the phone, because that's what I have to record off of. Everything else is like, I want to talk about the subject of unrequited love, because it's been like a hornet, like it's been driving me nuts, just like the dog is driving me nuts right now. It's like, okay, so the first time I got this deck, Miss Doreen Virtue's deck, right? First time I got this deck, every card I flipped through, I felt like I saw a story. But this is the heaviest card in this deck to me. It is so weighty. It is so weighty. Unrequited love, there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So, when I hear unrequited love, unfinished business echoes. It's like somebody standing on the top of a mountain like, I'm finished. Like, it's so annoying. I can't take it. And I think that the subject, I Googled some stuff, because I call it like my brain does a skip, or no, a replay. Skip and replay, right? So if I read a line in a book and I feel like it's some underlying meaning to it, I will sit there and read that same line over and over and over until the meaning behind the words really click. Like when I will read the Bible and I just didn't get why they said this over here, and then you say the opposite over here, and this, like, I really got to dig it out and see what's up. So unrequited love literally drives me nuts. And I realize that it is so relative to so many different situations that we put ourselves in and allow ourselves to sit in out of desperation. This card clearly says there is not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Unrequited love is like a figment of your imagination, okay? It's a fixation on what your idea is, as opposed to what your being is and what you attract to it. It reminds me of the rebound. It reminds me of the unfinished relationship, the relationships without closure. And the crazy thing about unrequited love is, whether you realize it or not, a lot of people sometimes, relative to the rebound, create relationships of unrequited love. Because while one person may hurt them and you don't practice forgiveness, you think that moving forward to a new person is supposed to heal the wound with somebody else. So you try to play into that oh, laying under somebody else will fix such and such. No, it does not. No, it doesn't. It leaves a lingering, unfinished work. And so you go through this cycle where you keep meeting the same circumstance with a different face. Same circumstance, different face. And you think because the circumstance seems a little different in the beginning, or the face has changed, that the face is supposed to be more significant than the basis on how you met the person or how everything comes about. It is like the most unresolved issue. I think that if we take a step back and try to resolve a lot of our love relationship issues, that this unfinished version, it's like a unfixed, fixated idea. I realized a long time ago that people fall in love with the idea of how they want their love to look. First person come across your face, you be sitting around, oh, I got this dream of how I want my wedding to be, and this and that and this and that. And the first person that comes along that seems like they have the potential, who you haven't even gotten under their skin to see how they really are yet, you have already told yourself in your mind that this is the person. Now, I'm not saying that that can't happen. But what I'm saying is, it's a little disorder in how we've come to really gather our, or should I say, dot our I's and cross our T's when it comes to making a solid decision. I don't know if they're killing my dog. Making a solid decision. Torturing my dog. Making a solid decision on who to be with and why. You know, you got people out here that's, when they break up with one person, they're with the next person that they haven't explored any of this person's values. They haven't asked them penetrating questions. They haven't tried to dig a little deeper. And you know, they end up, this person is just kind of like a showpiece to show the ex, I got somebody cuter. What is that? That's not doing anything. It's shallow. It's going to end the same way that it started. Like, it's so whack. If you can't have something groundbreaking, there has to be something more than a superficial or a pile of superficial things that keep people together. Attraction is a thing that happens based on what's already happening within your aura. So when you attract people to you, you are in essence attracting parts of yourself. I don't care what anybody says. It's just like, it's so unfinished. It's like when people keep trying to, love is definitely the cure for everything to me. But when you try to fix your limited idea or version on what love can look like for you onto these already broken situations, it's just going to keep recreating broken situations. Because the true element, if we all functioned in the true element of what love is, none of the bullshit that we call bullshit would be happening. And I'm talking about from love relationships to worldwide political issues. We would be in full support of each other. We would be in full support of people who don't look like us. There would be no lines. There would be us functioning as a thick, loving human race. But that's not the case. You know, it's the very thing that keeps us unsafe in our relationships, and it keeps us unsafe in our neighborhoods, and it keeps us unsafe amongst our own people, because functioning in the energy of real love, love without lines, love without conditions. Love is unconditional. But when you deal with people who put so many stipulations around who and why they love a person, you have to say stuff like love without condition, because you have to remind people that love is unconditional. So you got to say love without condition to meet them at their level. It is so annoying. It's been driving me nuts. Like, for instance, you have people who are very people pleasing, right? They're not secure within their own selves. They say yes to everybody and everything. They haven't built any boundaries. They just escape in making someone else happy, because it will help them not focus so much on what their real issue is. So if they feel like they can be there for a person or be felt or appreciated as a hero, then they feel like they've done their due diligence for themselves, but they're saving everybody else except for them. They're saving everybody else except for themselves. And a lot of us have been taught that standing firm for yourself, or being one with yourself, or being there for yourself is a form of selfishness. But who do you know can carry 20 people if they're not functioning properly? You have to have your mental, emotional space, spiritual space. You have to all of this in order. How can you teach somebody else how to have it in order? For real, like from your soul. How can you do it from your soul? You can repeat what a good habit is to somebody and you still live like shit behind closed doors. But how can you really teach from your soul somebody else how to win and how to love for real if you don't even know how to do it? Why do you keep putting yourself in these situations and being in these relationships with people, or starting this relationship with people because they don't look like this other person? You think that the energy is still over there with them. The energy has walked right alongside you, standing right behind you. Sometimes all the things that we don't see about ourselves are right here. This is the one place that you can't look down and see under. It's under your nose. And it will follow you around until it finds a comfortable suit to mirror itself back at you with, and put you inside a relationship with your ugly ass. That's basically what it is. You get inside a relationship with what you thought your view of love is, and when the other person is acting a certain way, you're like, why are you acting like that? Why are you acting like that? And they're acting like that because this is what you manifested. The thing is, I don't think we've lost the concept of manifesting. I just think we don't have it in proper order. I just don't. We manifest bullshit every day. You can manifest stupid stuff every day. Like, for instance, if you come across somebody that has a bad habit, what do? You repeat their bad habit. As long as you keep speaking their bad habit into existence, you will manifest. A lazy child. You are so lazy. What is it? You think that child's going to get more energy, or you think they're going to become lazier? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? You're going to come across something else. They're going to be more fatigued. They're going to be more lazy, and they're going to continue to function that way because that's what's being spoken over them. Not stop being so lazy. Not a command. But you're just agreeing with what already is and wondering why you're mad. Like, what? This doesn't make any sense to me. So, this habit, this bad habit, even people who are out in the streets like, oh, I'm single, I'm just out here. You know what I'm saying? And you boinking everything under the sun. You just don't even care. I'm going to get mine. You think that's all it's about? And so you start, a lot of times what I've seen people do is be so broken about a relationship breaking down that the love that they desired to express with the person that they had a breakdown with, they move on from them and they practice it with someone else that they're really not attached to. And the person that they practice it with is a person that wanted the type of gestures that the broken person is giving them. And then they fallen head over heels in love with this person. And this other one don't really even see them. Like, this, who are you? What are you? You know, and they're like, you're calling again, like, what do you want? Because they just have to get this this desire out, like this thing. Don't come in my room. Thanks. Thanks. They had to just get the residue of what they wanted that relationship to look like out of their system. I have a sign on my door. It says, when this door is closed. Why do I need a sign? What's wrong with you children? When this door is closed, do not knock. Don't even slide a "Mom, can I have some juice" note under the door. I don't. Guess what? They still knock. They still slide. Mom, Christopher just hit me. I don't care. I don't care if he hit you. How about that? It's so bad. It's so bad. Anyway, listen to me. Listen. I have been super duper single for a while. And you know, the crazy thing is, this is probably the second deck of tarot cards that I got. When I got this, I was like, oh my God. Like, I was so, it's been so deep for me. Like, every time I looked at it, I felt like I wasn't quite getting it. And it was because I was exiting a mind space that carried the type of energy that this card was talking about. That's why I'm sitting here cussing y'all out, because I had to cuss my own ass out, and I had to cuss my own self out, and I had to give myself the 10 degrees. Hello? I know what I'm talking about. Quit bullshitting yourself. When you are in a certain type of mind frame, you bring in and attract all of those things that vibrate at that level. Period. When you function a certain way, the same habits that follow. Like, you know what I said about consistency one day? I said, it's so crazy how people know how to be consistent. It's just misapplied. It's very much like this video that I posted a long time ago called Misapplied Hope. You should go watch it. Same thing. It's the conceptual idea of how this thing is supposed to function. You know how to be consistent. You just misapply it. Oh my God, the dog is scratching the door. What did I say in the beginning of this video before they disturbed me the first time? That I was going to add that link, the donation link. I need a plane ticket, yo. Like, get me out of here. I got a passport. Come on. Now, because everybody else has stopped harassing the dog, she's going to harass me. Okay, well, anyway. So, I forgot what I was going to say. What was I just talking about? I don't even know. I don't even know what I was saying. Alright, guys. I remember. The dog stopped. She's chilling. I think. I don't know. She do what she want to do sometimes. Okay, misapply hope. So, I was talking about us not missing the mark with consistency. It's just being applied to the wrong thing. You can consistently be a pain in somebody's ass. It comes naturally. You've practiced the habit so much that it becomes an unconscious thing, and you just do it because you do it. And you be so proud and known for, oh my God, yeah, I'm just an asshole, yeah. Or consistently procrastinate. Oh, procrastination is a good one to describe consistently. You consistently know how to do that. What you have to do is unlearn that and then pick up and apply consistency to a better part of what it is that you really want to do throughout the day. Exercise. Why do people not exercise? Because they've already talked themselves out of doing it. Oh, girl, I don't exercise. I don't do that. I don't have time. You've already talked yourself into not doing it. Oh, girl, well, you know, I'll do it later. You consistently know how to push things to the side. This is what a lot of people do to their own mind. I have been, listen, I don't talk about nothing I ain't do myself. That's why I'm just going to continue to talk about these things, because it's the truth. So, consistency, when it's applied to the right thing, when it's enriched, when it's refocused, when it's pointed in the right direction, can put you in a very powerful position. A lot of people don't need to know. It ain't something that you need to brag about. Whatever you decide to apply it to. This is all about self-mastery and becoming a better you. Not a better version of them. Not better than them, but a better you. Because regardless of how similar most of us are, we are unique for a reason. And there's so many of us for a reason. Okay, we create this collage of pretty colors and rainbows and hues of different... She's back. Hues of different beings. And colors and races and shapes and sizes. And we've been taught to hate ourselves. And hate even others that don't look like us. You have a lot of people who are completely insecure, hate the way their bodies look, but when it comes to comparing their own selves to other people, will quickly forget how much they hate themselves and deflect that self-hate onto somebody who looks opposite of them. What's that sound like? So it's a lot of bullshit that gets birthed out of this insecurity that we keep recreating. I can't even talk. What's recreate? What's recreate, guys? That we keep recreating from Unrequited Love. And it's all ideas. There is not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going because the attraction or chemistry is not natural. You don't even like yourself. You're not even attracted to yourself. You wouldn't even kiss and hug yourself. Hello? That's why. If you keep letting yourself believe that... I remember I was talking to this guy one time. Oh, aggravated my soul. Aggravated my soul. He said, can't nobody love me like me. I said... well, then you don't love yourself. It's like, what are you talking about? I said, you have to understand that you're already setting a standard for the type of people that you invite. Because you already believe that, not that you're not lovable. I'm trying to remember exactly what I said. You already believe that there's no one else that can compete with you when it comes to loving you. Which I guess would make sense to a person who is completely superficial and neurotic, which is what he was. But to me, it made no sense. Because I believe that when you're operating and functioning as an authentic being, everything that's attracted to you is of that same nature, is of that same energy. And anybody who comes into your space to love you is capable of doing it the same way that you love yourself. So it's not a competition. It's an at-level type thing. And it's not to push other people away or make them feel bad or make them feel less worthy, but it is just about the vibration that you carry, bringing more of it to yourself. So I said to him, how could you even think like that? I said, the minute you stop thinking like that, the love of your life will enter in. Every once in a while, you get crossed with people who will remind you, even if you encase a certain type of energy within yourself, every once in a while, you will come across people who will remind you what's available if you would just get in alignment. Every now and then, you will come across people who will remind you what's available if you would just get in alignment. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. Every once in a while, regardless of the energy space, no matter how fucky or shitty it might be, that you allow yourself to sit in, you are crossed with a reminder of a person, a place, a thing, a word, a circumstance that will remind you of what's available to you if you would just get in alignment. And so, you know, when you come across that person, because they'll make you question every single thing you've been doing with your life. You might be afraid of the thoughts and feelings and things that come into your mind and your space and how you're opened up. But trust me, you know damn well why that person met your path, because they carry a vibration and they make you think and they make you wonder and they make you ponder and they make you, and it's not even them making you like, do this. It's just their energy causes you to kind of reflect on your own self. You know? It's like that. Their energy causes you to reflect on your own self and see, wow, I never thought about it this way. Oh, I never thought about that way. You know, it's crazy how love relationships and human connection on the romance end can be very metaphoric to the way we live our life and the way we relate to other people. But it has a vice versa effect too, because you know, you heard somebody say your room is a good example of what's going on in your mind. I don't remember who I heard say that the first time, but it's very true. The way a person's room is a clear indication of how scattered their thoughts are or how in line their thought processes are. Very clear indication. If you got stuff in your closet that's not in order, very clear indication that you're holding a lot of shit in that you need to get on out. Your internal, spiritual, mental, emotional closet. You know, you got a person that got a whole bunch of stuff under the bed. They got a whole bunch of shit under the rug. And it's a lot that they're just not saying. So, it's like controlled chaos, you know, and people make excuses for it all the time. But I think it's very important for all of us to get to this space of really being courageous enough to let go of what we think our idea of love is, because really it's just a regurgitated idea from somebody else, or oh, all of my people in the family been in these bad relationships and I'm not going to repeat that. So you just birth this idea of what you want love to be based on what you don't want it to be. But when you focus too much on what you don't want, you get it anyway. It's like when you first learn about energy, people tell you the law of attraction, and you know, well, if you keep saying to yourself, I don't want to mess, you'll just get more mess, because the predominant part of your thoughts is thinking mess, 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 mess. But if you just say to yourself, everything will be well, everything will remain in order, you yourself will subconsciously start to shift, and things that you do and the way that you function and the order of how your house is will just start to shift in order. And it requires work. You don't just sit there and be like, and then don't do nothing. No. But the way you function as a person will start to change, and it will come into alignment with the words that you're putting out in the atmosphere, and that's the law of attraction. My God. I'm tired. I don't know if I said everything, but I don't feel like talking anymore. Because now I got to put this video into two pieces because I had to make, into one piece because I had to make two videos because I forgot what I was saying at that one point. That's made me aggravated. A little bit. But anyway, I'm not that mad. So, what does the book say? Let me see. Let me see what Doreen Virtue said in the book. Let me see what you said in the book. Let me see what you said in the book. Let me see what you said in the book. And let me see. The Romance Angels compassionately brings you this card as an answer to your relationship question. The person you're inquiring about has many qualities that you find attractive. However, there's not enough mutual attraction to create the passion you're seeking. This relationship is more like a cat and mouse chase, with one partner continually retreating and disappearing. Hold on. I'm trying to see it. Okay. Neither person enjoys this imbalance, and lack of chemistry is the reason. You may both share genuine love, which in itself can be a foundation for a long-term relationship. This card comes to you simply to help you understand that the missing component, which you both can sense. So stop lying to thyself. To thine own self be true. The book don't say that, but I just had to stop and say that real quick because it popped in my mind. I didn't want to forget to say it. It popped in my mind. Anyway. Every relationship is a synergy of blended energies. What'd I say? You can't completely control the attraction factor, but you can override and steer it. Sometimes painful childhood experiences can draw you to unhealthy relationships. What did I just say about the generational curse relationship? Oh my, all my family members had a relationship like this. I'm not going to have a relationship like that. So if you gauge how you desire a relationship based on the energy of bad relationships, then you're just going to have a bad relationship. Or a shallow one. Doesn't matter. Sometimes painful childhood experiences can draw you to unhealthy relationships as you recreate the original situation in an attempt to heal it. You can ask the angels for guidance to help you elevate your spiritual frequencies so that you attract a partner of a similar nature. You deserve to be in a relationship of mutual appreciation and attraction, so it's worth your time and effort to manifest one with these qualities. It requires work. You have to do the work on yourself first. You have to really be honest with yourself and ask yourself where your idea of love came from. What did you really want? Are you true to yourself, or are you living up to someone else's standards? Because sometimes as kids, we're told you have to do this and you have to be this, and by the time you get this age, you need to be that. And so when you do that, you instill this certain type of way of thinking into a child, and it carries out in every part of their life as they grow older. And so you may have always been stuck in this rut of pleasing mom. Or you hear your dad say, don't you bring home no dude like that. Or you hear your mom say, you know, don't you bring no girls home. You better stop having these girls call my phone. Da 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 da. You just like that. Da 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 da. You just. How many parents in a household speak to their kids' souls? How often do you speak to your kid's soul? Or do you do what your family has been repetitively doing for years and thinking that that's going to work or change things? How often do you tell your children, be true to yourself, without throwing your own unfulfilled guidelines in there? I went to college for a year and a half. Right? I was working full time. I was acing my courses, and then we had to put in mandatory overtime at work, which took away from my time, and it was just too stressful and became a lot. I didn't go to college until 2000. I don't know. What the hell year was it? I don't even know. 2000 something. Shit, 2002. I don't know. I don't even know. That's probably not even right. That's not accurate. The point is, I went way after the years where you would normally graduate high school, go to college, because I came out of high school and started a family and got married. Not intentional, but it's not something that I regret. And it's not something that I rejected, because I always wanted to have a family and I always wanted to be married. But there were things that I didn't know that I thought I knew going into this mind frame. And to take it back to the college part, because I went to college in my latter years, I felt so good about it because I was able to make a solid decision about what I wanted to do. I already had a good trade under my belt and still have it. And I was able to really dissect the direction that I wanted my life to go in. And I realized having children meant that I would probably meet that goal a little slower, but it didn't make it unattainable for me. So I tell my children, everything is a business. Okay? If it's not true unconditional love, it's a business. Trust me. And I said, if you're not sure why you want to go to college, wait. I said, don't be no bum. Don't be around here not doing anything or not moving yourself in a certain direction. Don't just sit there doing nothing. But college is a huge investment that causes debt for many if you do not fulfill the obligation of staying in school and being smart enough to get the hell on out of there and getting a job that will get you enough money to pay back all of the money that they loaned you to educate you and have you in this space for a long duration of time. And that duration of time solely depends on you. You are solely you are expected to be responsible enough to handle whatever it is that you need to throughout your years in college to meet the goal of passing and walking out the door genius. But I said, do what's in your heart to do. I'm an artist, so I believe that creativity is the greatest energy that there is. It's the greatest thing next to love. I was about to go into a whole nother thing. I'm going to make another video out of that. So, my children are all very creative. And while a lot of them talk about college, I talk about college with them. I do not steer them away from college. I just also talk about creativity from the soul space. I talk to them. I talk to them from that point because I feel like a lot of times parents feel like they've exceeded a certain age, so they can't talk a certain way to their kids. They don't want to sound childish or whatever. They want to sound of age when they speak to their kids. They want to sound like the parent when they talk to their kids, right? But people battle their childhood issues through their adult age because it sits disacknowledged. Because it sits there and no one talks about it, or you get taught that once you pass a certain age, you can't talk like this. Oh my God. I just remembered I gotta buy my Marsha Ambrosius tickets. I gotta do that as soon as I get off this thing. As soon as I stop this video, girl, I'm doing it. Anyway, listen to me. So, it's almost like this original love that you have for your little self gets ripped to shreds or taken over by these false ideas of what you think this unconditional energy that comes from an expanse that we haven't even seen with our human eye yet, to try and guide you into a certain direction so that you can get or have a fulfilling human experience. It gets tainted, and then we keep repeating these cycles of relationships until we finally get it. And nobody knows how to really talk about it. So I think that's why I'm supposed to make YouTube videos, to talk about the in-between stuff. You hear people all day talk about self-help, heal this, do that, blah, 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 but nobody talks about the root of things and how they start. Like, you hear them flirt with the idea of where it might come from. They don't go into the nitty-gritty. Like, they don't get into the lint inside the pockets. I'm going to try my best to get all the way down into the lint inside the pockets for you guys. Okay? Now when people come into my life, I feel the same way that you just saw me sit, like, it's almost as if, I know. It's like, I don't know. It's weird. I can't explain it. I've never felt like this before. I know where certain people need to be kept at bay. Because it's not a better than thing. You'll learn this as you move forward. It's not a better than thing. It's not a competitive thing. It's just as you elevate, you realize that certain people are placed in your life and then displaced for a reason. And don't think that it's just about you. Even the absence of you is helping somebody else. Once upon a time, you were a pain in the ass. I was a pain in the ass. And I was no longer a part of someone's life. And it gave them great relief. Like a Rolade rolled out. And it gave them space and opportunity to see what was available for them to improve. Sometimes when people are taking, when you're giving space away from people, it's not always so you can just be like, oh, I'm so glad that they left. They get on my nerves. They mess up my energy. They're not messing up your energy. It's you who have messed up energy because you keep letting them come close. It's a part of you that's still seeking some type of resolution with the person with the messed up energy. That's why you keep letting them in. It's like Biggie, one more chance. One more chance. No! Not that we're trying to promote separation and isolation. We're not trying to do that. Sometimes you need a wilderness period because you need to sort some stuff out without the influence of someone else's thoughts. You need to get in attunement with your own thoughts. Love your own self. You need to be in attunement with your own thoughts and become secure and confident and radiate all of those things that you can possess by yourself without somebody else's yes or no, without their permission. Give yourself permission. Create real love. Vibrate unconditionally. Give yourself unconditional love. It got so deep for me looking up unrequited love. I looked up the Greek definition I broke the word down. It was driving me freaking nuts. And I can't even look at my notes to tell you what it said. I can't remember what it said. It's in my notes in my phone. Because I'm smart. I looked it up in my phone and put the notes in my phone. And now I'm recording from my phone. I'm smart like that. I was about to put my middle finger up. I digress. Anyway, listen. You get the point that I'm trying to make about all this kind of stuff. It is such a round. It's like the subject itself is unfinished. It vibrates the very thing that it talks about because it's so unfinished. It's like, oh, it's so crazy. I was listening to Bryson Tiller one day, right? And what's that song? It's so unfinished. When he said that, this card popped up in my head like, I said, oh my God, Bryson Tiller read tarot. I don't know if that boy read tarot. But oh my God, when I heard that word unfinished in the context that he used it in that song, that is the only thing I could think about is you get in these lustful relationships and you start something that seems like it holds the energy of the promising thing that you want, but it ain't with the right person. Or the timing is off. Or the circumstances messed up. That's my cue, Nucci's back. That's my dog's name. Her name is Nucci. She drives me crazy. I rescued her. She thinks she's my boyfriend. I can't take it. But anyway, I just wanted to get into this. And I've been feeling for a very long time that I needed to try and get my thoughts out on paper, but my mind moved too fast. It's too fast. Can't write it down. So, if you have anything to add to this confusing ass subject, because it can get so deep for some people and so leery for others, please put it in the comments. Tell me what you think. The goal is to be honest with yourself so that unconditional love, so you create room for unconditional love to totally heal all that is spoiled or whatever residue is left inside of you. And so that when unconditional love is pouring out of you, when it's like oozing out of you, then it will just, it's like the blob. It's like it'll just grow and grow more of that. Right? So do that. Go on, get out of here. I'm tired. Follow me on Instagram if you want. I don't care. You don't have to. Because I just ain't been feeling like posting nothing lately. So I don't really care. I mean, I've been like that. It's just been so on and off. I don't care about none of the social media stuff. But I care about y'all understanding these issues. I want you to get unstuck. Okay. I do care about that. So I do have social media pages. I'll leave the links. I do have a website where I sell winter accessory pieces. Well, scarves. Call them waffle pops. They're pretty cool. You should go and get one. It's cold outside. I love those things. The ones that I got left, I just want to keep them. But I just was like, no, girl, they for sale, honey. And I'm really leaving a donation link because I'm going to get on a plane and go on a good vacation because my kids and this dog be tripping. My cat, the only one that chills, she's so self-sufficient. She opens the cabinet. She knocked her bag down of cereal. I don't even get mad about it. You know why? Because she feeds herself. And even though I have to pick the bag back up, she even closed the cabinet bag. Give me 2 more cats like that. I will not complain. Like what? Oh, my God. I'm Ginger Bomb, everybody. Mom, get out of here. I'm tired. I don't want to talk no more. Bye.